Hey guys, Lisa the Whimsical Gardener. So today's project is one that I think will be fun. So I've been focusing on heavy projects, planting out the veggie garden, planting out the pots in front, shade garden, bringing the citrus out. So today what I want to do is just do a fun project. So my thought is I've got my, what do you call it? I've got my, shade tree area, area, and the fence you can actually see the neighbor. So I'm thinking of how can I do something that will kind of give it a little bit of privacy and maybe look pretty too as well. And then I also want to do some color to that area as well, because it's right now everything is kind of green. There's not a lot of color there. So my first thought is I've had this wheel behind here raised up against this area for the longest while. So I think I'm going to use that in that project over there. And then I'm thinking of maybe pulling a few more things that had a height and depth and so forth. So let's start pulling things together and then I'll show you the area. So this wheel my husband actually got me a couple of years ago. Um, and I've been trying to find like the perfect place for it to go. So let's see how it works in the area. This is actually the area that we're going to be working on. Right now is my shade area, and the only color I have technically is this container over there. And maybe the what do you call it? The maple, right? Everything else is kind of green or shades of green and things like that. I do have some plants that I overwintered in the greenhouse, in particular begonias, that I think would look really nice accenting here. And my thought process with this wheel, guys, don't laugh if this doesn't work, okay? So what what if I take my wheel and my wheel goes up on the fence here, right? So it creates like a little bit of an area here, right? And then I have this lantern and I put some lantern over here to give it some height. Does that make sense? You guys, if that does not make sense, okay, don't laugh if it doesn't make sense. It's fine. If I think it looks good, you'll see this video. If I don't think it looks good, you'll never see the daylight of this video. So let's start by putting the wheel up on the fence. And the easiest way I can think of how to do that, since the fence has the dip and it's impossible for us to straighten it out, I'm thinking what I'm going to do is probably paddle wire would be the easiest thing for me to use to prop that up. So let me go grab some heavy duty paddle wire. We have a lot in the garage. And if my husband is looking at this, if you have a better idea, let me know. All right, guys, it's in. Don't ask me how I got it in. And then don't look too close either. All I know is it's secure properly. Nothing, it won't fall out or anything like that. And from far, you can't tell how I did it, right? Magic. Alrighty, so next thing is what I'm thinking about is I kind of want to create a little bit of a height over here. So I actually had a stand that was on the deck that I don't use anymore because we redid the deck. Hopefully you saw that video where we did a container planting on the deck. I went with groupings, so not so many container, but more groupings and more space so you can walk through and kind of see everything. So with that, I have a really nice stand and there's a silver container that goes on it too as well. My thought process is maybe putting it somewhere here in this area, and then our lantern can go somewhere. So let me bring that in and then show you what I mean. So I have the stand. So let's see how we position that. Maybe I try to get it a little bit forward. There. Perfect. Gives good height. Now let's go grab the container that goes here. Probably can't see that much, but it's starting to come together. Vision in my head is starting to come together. It looks a little bit slanted though, right guys? Let's level it out first. Go grabbing my container now. Ooh, it's a little bit slanted. I do need to straighten it out. Let me grab a piece of rock, because it is slanted as you can tell. Alright, I need one more piece to level it off on the other side, and then we'll be good, but more of a flatter piece, not a big piece of stone, if that makes sense. Piece of rock. I always have rocks in my yard, you guys. Are you a gardener if you don't have rocks in your yard? I probably should edit that out. Perfect. It's sturdy now. Nice. It's starting to look really good. This plant came back from last year. I have no idea what it is, to be honest. I'm going to go ahead and snip the part out because my thought is planting this up with some color. Continuing on with the project. So what I'm thinking is we complete this area with like a trio, and I actually have a, what do you call it? A shepherd's hook that's pretty tall. So let's position it because I'm thinking that what I want to do is a lantern, right? Something like here. Let's see how it goes. Of course, tree roots. And then I have a lantern that we actually found thrifting. Found this thrifting. Let's see if I'm positioning it correctly. And then what I'm thinking about is, oh, it does look really pretty. My thought is balancing it off with some sort of height in this area here too as well. So I do have other shepherd's hook, but let's see if we have any lantern anywhere. I need to go see what I have in the yard. If I have any more lantern anywhere. I'll be right back, you guys. Let's go shop our yard and see what we have. So guys, instead of a lantern, I actually have a bird bat that we're going to put together, and let's see how this looks. Now what I'm not sure is whether I should put the bird bat in the back. Maybe actually in the back probably be better. So my husband got me this copper one a couple years ago. Ooh, that looks super pretty, super pretty. I think that's it, you guys. I don't think I need any more stuff for height or anything like that. Let me bring it a little closer so you can see. Alright, so here we are. Guys, I don't really think we need anything else other than planting this up, right? Because I think that's all that I need for that little garden scene. I do have some little cuppy thing, water thing. Let's see if we need to put those. I don't think so. I think that might be enough that I have there. Well, let's just experiment. These are meant to catch water when it rains, so I wonder if I need. Gosh, I don't think I need to put them out, to be honest. Let's see. I think it might be a little bit too overkill. Is that overkill? Yeah, definitely overkill. It's blocking the wheel. We don't need those here. See, I am capable of editing, so let's go ahead and put this back where it originally was, and then we'll start planting out the container over there. Alright guys, so where am I getting my color for my container over here? If you remember last season, we actually potted up some geranium and we overwintered them in the greenhouse, and majority of them have survived and they give flowers. So let's show you what we have. These are geraniums. See, they have flowers already. We need to go clean it up a little bit. So let's get all of the brown leaves off. So we've actually got a total of how many in here? 5 in here. And I got a second container that has some too as well. So we're going to go ahead and plant these out. The next season, what I want to do is try to do cuttings of these geraniums. Pretty big, pretty significant size if you look at it. I'm going to have to bury them a little bit deeper. Alright, so we've got these geraniums. With this one already has some flowers on it. And then we have these, which was getting too much sun, so this typically gets like a yellow chartreusey color. And because it was getting too much light in the greenhouse, because I had other citrus plants and things like that, the color deepened. So by it getting a little bit more shade, hopefully it will get back to that chartreusey color that we have. So let's plant these up. Geranium out. And this one here is the tallest one, so this will go in the back. Let me go raid my stash in the greenhouse too and see what else I've got. Because I'm pretty, oh, I got Coleus. Hold on. Ta-da! So I went down for a work trip recently. And of course, I got to find a nursery everywhere I go. So I got these 2 Coleus, and then I had this on patient already. This is pink. So that's going to look really good in front. Ooh, that's really nice color. Nice color. There's another geranium. Let's clean this up a little. Put the dead plants out, and I'm just removing all of the leaves that were dried. This is quite normal when you overwinter something. It's not going to come out looking pristine. But not bad, right? Not bad. Okay, so this one here. What should I do? Yeah, we'll do it this way. And I'm tilting everything to come forward because I wanted to face forward. And this area is an area that I have to hand water Just FYI. Alright, so now what I need to do is let's fill in some more geranium on the back part of it there. Got these two. I'm going to try to bury them a little bit. I broke my flower, you guys. And because I have more geranium, why not put it in? So we got this one here. Let's trim that out. Good, I got 2 years out of these geraniums so far. And I'm going to try to do this by cutting because it does get leggy. So I'm going to try to do cutting and overwinter it that way. Alright, I think that fills out our container, to be honest. What else do we have here? I think that might be enough, guys. I don't think I need anything more in that container, right? And now I do have 2 more geraniums that's left, so I figure let's put it in this area. Let me go look at my stash to see if I have any other thing that is color related for the shade, because I can't help myself. And I don't know whether it's sun or shade or not, because this area does have a little bit of sun. I got a piece of my Plectranthus that I overwinter, and it's going to go to the side of the container. Hopefully it'll trail down. I can't help myself, you guys. Can't help myself. Alright, so now let's back out a little bit and plant the geraniums here in the front so we can have a little bit of color at the base of the bed. So I've got 2 geraniums here. Let me go rate where. First of all, where am I putting this? Let's see. We got hosta, we got strawberry begonia. Where do we want color? I'm going to try to stack one in the middle over there. That would be good. Right? And then should we try to do one over here in this corner? Because I do want to leave my strawberry begonias in place so that it can grow on and create strawberry begonia babies for me. Because that's what I want. There's lots that I need to actually dig up. Alright, so our 2 begonia, one there, one there. And I think that should be it for this project. Unless I can find something else that's shade. No, there's nothing else that's shade. Alright guys, so I'm gonna clean my mess up over here, and then we'll do a little bit of an in-depth tour of everything that we put together. Alright guys, here's the final product, minus the house behind. Didn't mask the house completely, but it's a good scene. It stops your eyes, alright? So, here we have the shade area with lots and lots of hostas. And then we added this whole scene right there. This year my theme is creating scenes in the garden. Isn't that gorgeous, everybody? So gorgeous. And imagine that filled in, and during the winter time having that height in that area. and just something to look at that's not empty. Oh my God, this view is amazing too. Amazing. So we did sun patient, Coleus, whatever that thing was growing in the middle, we kept it. Begonias that we overwintered as well. And a little bit of Plectranthus. We'll see if that actually goes in trail on this side. Now guys, this is such a beautiful scene. And then if you look at it from this perspective, even better because you can see the whole thing. Actually, this perspective, you can see the whole thing. Isn't that amazing? Just with a different height, variation, rocks, greenery, a little bit of color too as well. Absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous. Alright guys, so this is it. This is the final project. I loved how it turned out. We didn't buy anything. We had everything already here in the yard. We just brought it all together and created this beautiful shade scene. It's actually part sun most of the time. And so I loved how it came out. Let me know what your thoughts are. Would love if you could subscribe to the channel, share with a gardening friend too as well. I just love how everything came out, you guys. Taking a look at it. It's beautiful. Okay, do you like it too? Does it look good? You guys, Kate likes it too, right? Do you like the garden scene that I created over there? You guys, Kate is the only one that comes in the yard with me. So, you like it, right? I know you like it. Okay. All right, everybody. That's it for now. Until next time, happy gardening.